Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Sip and Chill podcast, and I'm your host Tiwa, and today I'm going to be touching on a very lovely subject, as you can see from the title, sticking through it. Hello, hi. I feel like you can hear a pin drop because this topic is something that everyone goes through on a daily basis, where you question yourself as to, am I on the right path? Why is it so hard? Why am I struggling to achieve this thing? What is even going on? Am I doing it right? Am I supposed to be doing better? What is going on? You have so many questions in your head. So it's really important for us to talk about even the hard things, in as much as sometimes we focus a lot on the good stuff, which is good. However, the reality is that there is always going to be something that's going to be challenging. Even though you may be walking in the right path, you may be fulfilling your purpose. However, there are seasons that sometimes it's not always rosy, and there are things that you are supposed to go through for you to grow. And, sometimes because we live in a world where like everyone wants to get there tomorrow, today. Let's be there today. But the reality is good things take time. Good, successful things take time, and things that will impact the world take time. Whether you're building a business, whether you are starting your online presence, whatever you are doing, whether you are in school, maybe you are starting something new, it all requires some sort of resilience, and you have to kind of grow in that resilience through persisting in what you want to do. Let's get into the video, and I'm just going to be sharing a little bit about my story. And as you can see, today we are in the natural environment. We are in nature, and I am in a park, a lovely park, and it's beautiful. The sun is out. It's a beautiful day, and I am sipping on some tea, milk tea. So I chose this tea because it's really good. However, the person made the wrong order, guys. I wanted the fruit tea, and then I got the milk tea. So I'm a bit disappointed about that, but yeah, it is what it is. I just wanted to preface this video by touching on things that myself I've gone through and still going through, and I feel like it would help you because sometimes we see the success of people, and then we don't know the story behind the success. And so we just think those people just arrived. But it's important for us to discuss the journey, and it will be an encouraging thing for yourself. When we come and we share our journey, we share our stories, at least you will know that I'm not alone, or I am in the right path. You know what? I should expect a little bit of hardship here and there, but what is life trying to teach me, or where am I getting to by this experience, or what am I gaining out of this experience, right? So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my story. And I am a nursing student, and I am in my final year, and trust me, this has been the hardest thing I have done. This has been the most demanding thing that I have done, in as much as there are other things that are out there that are challenging that we may face in life. My degree has been the most difficult. I remember in my first year, I started questioning, do I really want to be in this course or not? And the answer was, I don't want to be in this course. But the people that were around me were like, you know what? I think you should just, finish it and, show yourself that you can do something that is hard. Because I think what was making me discouraged was the fact that this thing was actually hard to achieve. So it's really important to also have those people that are around you that will encourage you to do the hard things. Because if I had people that were just like, yeah, you know what, just sit down, it's okay, like, don't do it, maybe I wouldn't have gone to my third year, and then, there won't be any graduate anyway. So whatever you want to do, whatever you are doing, there's going to be a time where you're going to start questioning, have I really been sent to do this thing? Some people, when it comes to their calling, maybe they've been called by God, you've been called into ministry, and you feel like things are just hard, things are not working out the way they should be working out in your business. Money is not coming in the way it should be coming out. And maybe God even showed you a vision. He has revealed to you the things that are to come. However, when you look at the reality of what is coming now, it's not representing the vision or the dream, right? However, could there be something that God is trying to take you through, a process, a learning curve that He is trying to take you through? I remember in my nursing journey, when it was hard, I cried. I had nights where I was facing anxiety. You will pray, you go through certain things. But what is that process teaching me? It is teaching me resilience. I am growing, because the person I was when I started and the person that I am now are totally two different people. And they can withstand much heavier days. That person that started the course and the person that is ending the course, they are two different people. This one is much stronger because she has gone through some refining process. She has gone through the process of hardship. Now, trust me, I am a queen of enjoyment. I don't like hardship. I don't like hard life because I'm called for soft life. However, the reality is that in whatever that you need to achieve or that you want to achieve, there is going to be a level of growth that is going to be required from you, right? I remember the Lord showed me a dream once when I was praying about my podcast and, just stepping into who God has called me to be, obeying that inner voice. And God showed me a dream where I was in Paris. No, what is called the name of Rome. I was in Rome, Italy. And I'm in Rome and we are at a school. I just arrived and my friend was staying at this school. And we get into a school and we were supposed to go to our rooms that were upstairs. And as we arrived, we saw some school kids that were on assembly and we had to go up into our rooms. So we started to go up the stairs. However, it was not an easy stairs. These were not just straight stairs and you're just climbing, going up. No. The road was so heavy. The road was so hard to get into. It was like a maze where you are passing through so many corners and it's almost like you're in like in a ceiling. You're passing through a ceiling. It was a tight spot. And even the next steps were a bit shaky. So you had to step properly, finding a good way to get to the top. Until we climbed and we climbed and we climbed and we got to the room that we were supposed to be at. When we arrived in that room, there were so many beautiful things that were there. And I won't go into details, but basically God was really showing me that in this journey that you're choosing to be in, or the journey that you're choosing to walk in, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a daily going up. Because I remember the dream, I was like, so I'm going to have to do this every day? Yes, you're going to have to do that every day. For you to get to that top, there is going to be a sacrifice. There is going to be you working towards it. There is going to be you questioning. Sometimes you question yourself. You're going to be questioning yourself. Oh my God, am I going to do this? But yes, there is a prize that is to be won at the top. So whatever God has called you to do in this season, it is hard, it is difficult. You have cried, you have prayed. But how about we look at what we are learning? How about we look even at the prize of what is to come? Because, sometimes you speak to people even in ministry where they started questioning themselves, are we really called by God and everything? So it's like, after a few years, you see those people, when they remain consistent, the results of what they have been working towards will start to come and they'll be like, we are so glad we stuck through it. And that's the point of this message today. So in this podcast, I'm super happy and excited that you guys have tuned in today. And I'm happy that I'm recording this video because I'm kind of like looking at my own story and seeing that, you know what? There is always a prize in every hard thing. There is always a prize. Let's not, the Bible says that, don't hate your humble beginnings. There is a verse, something like that, I'm forgetting the words for that verse, but it encourages you to not hate your humble beginnings, to not look at it and be like, despising your early beginnings of your journey, because there is something that God is cooking within you, and He is fostering you into the person that you need to be. Because trust me, the one that is right here, this one cannot match up to the results that are going to be coming from the dream life that you want. So you need to go through the process for you to get the results of the dream life that you want to have. So basically, guys, that is really the message for today. It's a quick one, but I believe it is going to change your life. And at Sip and Chew Podcast, we are always encouraging each other in growth, faith, and confidence. And I believe that your life has been impacted today. And in our further episodes, make sure that you follow me on Instagram at Just Tiwana, and on TikTok it's at Tiwana. Just listen to me every way that you can. It is really a blessing to be a blessing to someone else. And until next time, guys, have a lovely week and see you next Tuesday. Bye.